Another week and another chapter of Bleach. So, this week's chapter of Bleach kind of wraps up the flashback and the fight between Bazz-B and Jugo. And for the most part, the ending conclusion of this chapter, shocking but not shocking, if you get my drift. I mean, I saw it coming, but I didn't see it coming. Hopefully you understand where I'm coming from, because the chapter, even though it's very simplistic, I really like the way the paneling was done, with the flashback to the way the chapter went back to present day with Bazz-B and Jugo. I mean, these are the type of moments in Bleach that would really shine in anime form, and I really cannot wait for the day to when Bleach finally returns as an anime. I really can't, because this specific chapter is a chapter I know would be very excellent done in anime form, with that kick-ass Bleach music, and then with the animation to the way this was done, with the chapters, progression, and the way it transitioned into, present day. It would definitely be a glorious animated chapter. So, what was the chapter about? That's the point I want to get into. So the chapter's main point was to show once again how Bazz-B really feels inside of himself. For instance, how he looks at this entire situation at Jugo. For instance, Jugo, as we know, he started off very weak, and then with last week's chapter, we come to see how Bazz-B was very selfish in the way he looked at Jugo and kind of put him down in his mind. I mean, he didn't really give him any praise or anything. We saw what type of personality Bazz-B had, and he still carried this on in this chapter. And Jugo, from what you can really grasp from the chapter, it's like he had some form of pity for Bazz-B, his old friend. That's what you can really assume, because throughout the entire chapter here, we come to find out when Bazz-B joined the Sternritters and, he became part of their soldier group, he had it to where Jugo would not fight Bazz-B at all. He would never fight, he would never train with him, nothing. He would never do that. And from what excuse Jugo gave him was because if we fight, one of us or we both will be sentenced to death. I'm not doing it. That's what Jugo's excuse was. But there was more meaning here if you really take the time to actually look at it. The meaning you can grasp is that Jugo was giving pity upon Bazz-B. He was pitying him. And at the end of the chapter, you see it to where he just finally doesn't pity him anymore and just finishes him. And in a way, I guess you can still call it pity, because the way he put him down. But it was such a good chapter. Like I said, even though I know it's simplistic, it's very short, and it's a quick read that you can read very fast as standard chapters of Bleach. It was still a decent chapter that I liked. I liked the conclusion of the way the flashback was done, along with the way this little brief mini flashback arc was done. I mean, a mini arc inside of an arc flashback. It was enjoyable. It really was. I like getting to see more of Bazz-B's character along with Jugo's character, seeing how he is like he is and why he is like he is, and finding out that Bazz-B is still wanting to hunt down Balk. The main question is like, is Jugo still trying to hunt down Balk, or is he just completely changed sides altogether? I mean, that's still yet to be completely clarified. I mean, you can assume, but it's not completely said with words, so we don't know at this time. But, chapter overall, I think it was decent. It was a decent chapter. Tell me your thoughts. I mean, what was your favorite moment of the chapter? How do you feel about Bazz-B losing an arm and most likely dying? Do you think he is really dead, so to say? Because when it comes to Bleach, when characters get like that in that type of situation, they don't always die. I mean, let's be honest. Not a lot of characters in Bleach usually die, but if we look at the track record of this arc in Bleach, there has been a lot of character deaths very recently. So there is a good possibility Bazz-B is definitely dead, but we have no idea until next week's chapter, a couple chapters down the road. So we'll have to see on that. Tell me your thoughts. What was your favorite moment? How did you feel about this flashback arc? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.